What's up, y'all? So now I'm about to be building another fire right here and cooking outdoors. But yeah, I'm gonna be making some Thai basil dish, so I'm hoping that it tastes good or whatever, cooked like this. And I'm trying to look for a stick or whatever to be able to pick up the pot, because unfortunately I don't have that, like the stand or whatever for the pot to hang down, because I have the Dutch oven with like the handle or whatever so it can hang. But yeah, so I've just been having to improvise and use like a big stick that I could find from a tree. So hopefully I can find one today, because if not, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be making this Thai basil dish, kind of similar to like a Thai basil beef. I have made that once before, but I just made them into like rolls with some flour tortillas. But this time I'm gonna just make it into like a noodle salad and just have the walnut crumble mixture or whatever on top. I usually just make mine out of walnuts and mushrooms, blend it up in my food processor. But yeah, I'm also gonna be making an herbal tea as well, which I'm super excited about. That's really where I wanted to catch the sunrise, so I could, you know, get the aesthetics of like the sunrise, and then I'm drinking my tea before the sun, like, you know, officially comes up. But it's already like 6:30, 6:45, so yeah, the sun started rising at like 5:50 and I was still on the way here. But that's cool. Yeah, I thought it would be cool to show y'all the behind the scenes of this whole process. Honestly, I'm still not a professional. Like, this is only gonna be my second time. Well, technically it would be my fourth time experimenting with an open pit fire, but as far as recording and without all the extra tools, this will be my second time, because I have done the getaway cabins before by, I believe that's what the company is called, getaway cabins, I don't know. But those cabins where it's like a bed and like a big window right there, and you know, it's just super small or whatever, and just has everything that you need. And they also come with a fire pit or whatever, and a grill top, a rack for you to set your pan on top of, and just for you to make s'mores and stuff. So I've done that experience twice where I did cook outdoors. Yeah, but this is like Chef A going gourmet for real, because I'm making Thai dishes outside at 6 a.m. making some tea too. So yeah, I'm really living the luxury, and I'm hoping that somehow I can find a forest or something where this would be legal for me to do, near Chicago. Maybe I could do that when I finally leave the country or whatever and I start traveling. Maybe I can find one out there. It sounds complicated because, for one, I'm not going to be able to travel with all of my tools, not all of my kitchen essentials. I can't just travel with wood either. Obviously I can buy some out there, but it's like having to do the research for all that to see where to buy certain things, and also even knowing what's legal in other countries too, especially where I'm going. And then also not knowing about the wildlife and stuff out there. I know that here where I am, and you know, we don't really got to worry about certain things. We don't got to worry about bears or whatever popping out, or at least the places that I go to. So this is my little, I don't even know what to call it, the buggy or whatever, my little thing that I've been carrying around. Oh my gosh, there's a spider on there. Now, how did one get on there that quick? Start to form a spider web. But yeah, y'all, this is what I had to carry around so that I could, you know, get all my tools here at once, because it's quite a long distance walk. And this is the fire pit right here, and I got some wood. This should be enough, because the dish honestly isn't that complicated, because I'm really mostly just going to be cooking the walnut mushroom crumble mixture, and maybe the kelp noodles a little bit, because those are the type of noodles that I'm going to use, and I hope that turns out right, to be honest. Like with this type of dish, I just didn't really want to consume much starch for real, because I already have, especially with like my birthday plans that's been happening recently. I get this wood from Whole Foods Market. It was like something, like about $9 per thing. I usually just bring a pack and a half of these, and it usually lasts me pretty well, because I usually only do one dish. Here are some fire starters that I had got from Ace Hardware, and I'm just gonna start setting it up, like putting it inside, putting some underneath some of the pieces of wood or whatever, if you know what I mean. feel like I'm gonna use quite a bit of basil. I also brought some flowers too, just to garnish it with. Hopefully these look right with it, because I'd be buying them and then I'm like, that looks kind of tacky. Got some cucumbers. Imagine I was not recording the whole time. If none of that footage was recorded, this is everything that I'm, about to rinse off or whatever. I got my strainer right here. I'm just gonna use some vinegar and baking soda. And then I also got some kelp noodles right here. I'm just also gonna prep these earlier because it's just easier to keep the cleanliness up before I start dealing with the fire for real. Just to get the food prep out the way. Gee. So I guess somebody else was here before me and the fire just started on its own. Because I do have those fire starters in there. And I don't think it was long or whatever before somebody else was here, because I did feel that it was still kind of warm down there. So it just kind of started before I wanted it to. Jeez. Like, I surely was wondering, why is this shit smoking so much? I thought it was just the ashes moving around from the wind, but no, this shit was burning underneath. So for my kelp noodles, I usually like to do the baking soda and lemon. That's what it says on the package. I know some people don't prefer to use those types of ingredients or whatever, but I don't really care that much. I'm about to be going on the detox soon anyways. And I don't know, lemons just never really made me feel bad or any type of way, so I still do consume them from time to time, and also my key limes too. And one thing that I cannot wait to experience is the food quality outside of America, just to see the difference. And I also want to see the difference of doing a cleanse outside of America too as well, just to see how much different the fruit makes me feel. So I just cut open some lemon. So I just squeeze that. Now, you're really supposed to massage them with your hands, but I don't really want to put my hands in there for real. All I have is hand sanitizer. I should have brought some soap and just even more water, so I could just classically wash my hands that way when I needed to. But yeah, I'm mostly just gonna try to use tools as much as I can today. I might honestly just make the tea right now, just with this little bit that's lit, so that won't be as hard to get out of the fire. And then at least I could also get that portion done too. Okay, so I just decided to put it like not directly on the fire over there, and also that wouldn't have been stable anyways, but just to put it nearby. I feel like it can still catch a boil or whatever, but I just put some cloves inside of there because I want those to boil more, like in the water, versus the other herbs are just leaves, and I don't want them to lose their medicinal properties or whatever. I forget what the right wording is for it, but apparently with leaves you're not supposed to boil them, but just, put them in hot water type beat. And also I think the same is with flowers, but with things like cloves, and then also different roots like burdock roots, I forgot what other roots, sarsaparilla root, that's another one that I be consuming. I boil those to bring the properties out. Those can be a little bit tougher to break down, so yeah, y'all. So I'm gonna put my herbs up in here. So here's the tea right here. It has some elderberry, mullein leaf, sour sop leaf. I put some moringa leaf in there. Damiana, I think I said that, I don't know, but Damiana leaf too. And then I just put a key lime in there, and obviously I was boiling some cloves as well in the pot with the water. So yeah, I was gonna add cinnamon, but I just wasn't sure if that was gonna be too much and how that would interact with everything, because I do like how cinnamon makes my tea taste. But yeah, I'm gonna let that steep and letting that steep and moving on over here. I'm finally gonna get to these veggies and getting this prepped, because yeah, I wanted to do that before the tea, but the universe said no, start this now. The fire said no. I'm probably gonna saute this for a little minute before I add the mushroom walnut mixture. Let's see how this works. Let's see if that'll work efficiently, because at first I was gonna use this, but then I was like, nah, I kind of want to use that so it's easier for me to stir the stuff or whatever. But then now the more that I'm thinking about it, it probably would have been easier to just use this, because at least I have the handle or whatever, the metal handle to like pick it up from upwards. But hopefully the fire doesn't start burning too much where the pan handle is, so I could just easily pick it up with the thing. It should cook pretty quick. Plus, I think visually too, it's really cool to see it cooking versus this would have been covered most likely. Okay, y'all, so I added all the seasonings, and it looks a little bit wetter like that because I added some coconut aminos, I added some oregano, salt, black pepper, some sesame oil as well. I might add a little bit of water for some extra moisture, because I know this can tend to dry up pretty quickly. But I don't know, maybe it won't, since it's also a mushroom mixture up in here. But just because the heat is so high, that's the only thing that I'm thinking. I might just add the water as I go. But yeah, y'all. Okay, now I'm about to show y'all me cutting up some cucumbers, because that's also gonna go with the dish. Because like last time I made some Thai basil rolls, and it's typically paired with cucumbers, so I'm gonna just add that into the salad. Yeah, typically it's first cut in half like this. And then you just kind of cut it like rectangular. I guess similar to like a julienne cut. I'm gonna just cut it down to this size right here. So about like that. Can't remember if I showed this part, but I did add some lime initially to the veggies, but I'm gonna add a little bit more now that the crumble mixture is up in here. Probably gonna squeeze some more over too when it finishes. Wait, actually y'all did not, because that was still the other way, but I added some scallions up in there, cut up like that. I'm really trying to decide if I should keep the flowers or leave them off. I really don't know. Because part of me is like, oh, it adds a little bit of pizzazz, personality. But I'm like, does it really need it though? It's already so colorful. And something told me I might want a sauce with this. And I feel like that would have been 10 times better. I should have brought that like Coco June coconut yogurt. That would have been fire on here. Okay, finally I added some sesame seeds, and this is the complete dish. Some Thai basil salad. I don't want to say beef because it's not beef, but and then Thai walnut mushroom crumble mixture. The salad don't sound good either. So yeah, it's just food. Let's just call it that. I didn't even get to close off the video for real, but thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know if you like, you know, me doing the behind the scenes of doing the cooking in nature, even though it's not even going to be that many for too much longer. Probably like one more I think I can squeeze in. Sorry for the alarm going off the ambulance or fire truck. But yeah, this is probably the second to last one that I'm going to be doing. Just got one more coming. I just don't know what exactly I'm going to do yet, and I'm crossing my fingers that I can find a forest of some sort to really just get that full feel that I'm going for. Like, my inspirations behind this is, I know one of the accounts name is Men with a Pot, and then I forgot what the other one is called. I think it's Black something, I don't know, but it's some foreigner man that be doing it in different forests or whatever. And I've just never seen it be done with like vegan food. Well, maybe once or twice, but like not like a consistent page that does it. So that's just where my inspiration was coming from, and just the idea of being surrounded by nature and it being calming. But I just feel like it would be way more calming and therapeutic if I find a forest where it's not many people just walking around or asking me questions or staring at me. So yeah, I'm about to shower because my hair, my body, my clothes, everything is smelling like smoke, fire, and the food that I was making. So I'm about to freshen up, and I will see y'all in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to my other channel, Glass of Serenity. My YouTube channel, I'm going to be posting more of the behind the scenes for my traveling life or whatever, and just other different topics as I just grow and evolve throughout life, sharing different perspectives and whatever else it really transforms into, in case I want to like express other sides of myself and tap into other forms of creativity, because I'm multifaceted. Like, it's not just cooking for me. That's just what I mostly, you know, put out there. So yeah, excited to see where that'll go. Have a beautiful day.